A very warm welcome to IDFC FIRST Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. I'm Ritwika Gupta and I'm coming to you from the city of Chandigarh, bringing you highlights from our recently concluded Chandigarh Springboard. On the show today, we have a keynote delivered by our chief guest, Mr. Satya Pal Jain, Additional Solicitor General of India and former member of Lok Sabha Chandigarh, followed by a presentation by Rohit Jagdish Saoji, Head Commercial Banking, IDFC FIRST Bank, who will present his thoughts on Chandigarh's business ecosystem and much more. In the second segment, we are chatting with Hina Kataria, CEO founder, MerakiAds. Think Chandigarh, think clean and green.
Chandigarh is green city, clean city. You will never ever see garbage around the city.
With its well-planned architecture, urban design and high quality of life, the city is aptly referred to as the city of beauty in India.
Here, East Chandigarh is just a brilliant place for being a student. I have, faced everything very nicely here. There are so many places. Whenever I felt a little sad or a little depressed, I just went to Sukna Lake.
Chandigarh is the joint capital of the states of Haryana and Punjab, and it is on a mission to become an industrial powerhouse. Today, the spotlight is on the ambitious case study of Chandigarh that is set to reinvent its business landscape and establish a new benchmark for ease of doing business. Despite this optimism, significant challenges remain that are holding back the city to flourish to its full potential. What will it take for Chandigarh to transform its business landscape, empower entrepreneurs, and leave a lasting mark? Let's find out today.
चंडीगढ़ की इंडस्ट्री बिजनेस के बारे में समझने से पहले थोड़ा सा हमको चंडीगढ़ की बैकग्राउंड की तरफ ध्यान देना पड़ेगा। चंडीगढ़ उन शहरों में है जो देश की इंडिपेंडेंस के बाद बने, इसलिए प्लान्ड सिटी है। आप चंडीगढ़ ऊपर जब बाई एयर आते हैं तो आपको लगता है जैसे नीचे कोई कैरम बोर्ड है, क्योंकि रोड्स इस तरीके से बनी हुई हैं, स्ट्रेट रोड्स है, जाने आने में टाइम कम लगता है, कोई प्रॉब्लम ज़्यादा नहीं होती। ली कार्बोजे ने जब इस शहर की प्लानिंग की तो ली कार्बोजे ने ये सोचकर की थी कि इसकी पॉपुलेशन 3-5 लाख के बीच में होगी, और जो उन्होंने सेक्टर्स की रचना की अपने टाइम के मुताबिक, कोशिश की कि हर सेक्टर अपने आप में एक इंडिपेंडेंट यूनिट हो। इसलिए अगर आप चंडीगढ़ का अध्ययन करें तो आपको हर सेक्टर में, अगर छोटा है तो छोटी मार्केट है, अगर बड़ा है तो बड़ी मार्केट है, वहाँ स्कूल भी है, डिस्पेंसरी भी है, तो अपने ढंग से एक जैसे फेडरेशन होती है ऑफ द स्टेट्स, यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया इज़ द फेडरेशन ऑफ स्टेट्स, ऐसे चंडीगढ़ में उन्होंने प्लानिंग की। उनके माइंड में जितना मैंने अध्ययन किया, बहुत बड़ी कोई इंडस्ट्री या बिजनेस का चंडीगढ़ के बारे में कंसेप्ट शायद उनके मन में बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं था। जब ये यूटी बना, यूटी बनने के बाद यहाँ पर एक जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ढांचा आया, उस समय चीफ कमिश्नर का नाम का एक ढांचा दिया गया जो हेड ऑफ द एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव डिपार्टमेंट थे। क्योंकि पॉपुलेशन कम थी, बहुत ज़्यादा पॉपुलेशन नहीं थी, इसलिए एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कोई बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं आती थी। थोड़ा आगे चलने के बाद जब पंजाब में ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन आई, सारे रीजन में ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन आई, तो उस ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन के कारण जो इकोनॉमिक पावर आई, पेजेंट्री के पास भी, एग्रीकल्चरिस्ट के पास भी, बिजनेसमैन के पास भी, उसके बाद क्योंकि चंडीगढ़ डेवलप हो रहा टाउन था, यहाँ पर इंडस्ट्रियल की प्रोविज़न थी, बिजनेस की प्रोविज़न थी, तो एक बहुत ह्यूज इन्वेस्टमेंट दोनों तीनों स्टेट से चंडीगढ़ में आनी शुरू हुई, जिसके बाद यहाँ बिजनेस इंडस्ट्री की डेवलपमेंट शुरू हो गई। चंडीगढ़ उन 4 यूनियन टेरिटरीज में है जिनमें विधानसभा नहीं है, लेजिस्लेचर नहीं है। The first point which I want to make is this: unfortunately, the Chandigarh from the day one is being managed not by the public representatives. It is being managed by the bureaucrats, and the bureaucrats also, after every 3 years they come and go. The most important thing for the development of Chandigarh, not only of the industry and business, for all other things, is that the decision-making power, I personally feel, should vest in the public representatives instead of the officers alone. Officers, bureaucracy is a very important aspect of the administration. Number 2, see the policy which are being framed here. Let's for a second forget about it, that whether we'll have the government, elected government, when it will come, when it will not come, it will take longer time. So far as the present system is concerned, in the present system also, maybe industry, maybe business, because the officers keep on changing. So there is no consistency in the policy. In Chandigarh, there is a unique system. And what is the system? Powers for the use of buildings, for the construction, etc., lies with the estate officer or the chief architect. He has the veto power, which is nowhere in the entire country. और एक जो बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ मैं महसूस करता हूँ, जो इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ मैं नोट करता हूँ, चंडीगढ़ के मेजर इश्यूज पर कोई कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन, कोई बहुत ज़्यादा डिफरेंस ओपिनियन डिफरेंट पार्टीज में नहीं है. सारी पार्टीज कहती हैं लीज होल्ड प्रणाली करवो के फ्री होल्ड में आनी चाहिए. सारी पार्टियां कहती हैं, सारे एमपीज कहते हैं, चाहे प्रेसिडेंट, चाहे फॉर्मर, चाहे मौजूदा, कि लीज होल्ड प्रणाली को कन्वर्ट करो, वायलेशंस के लिए पेनल्टी कम करो, जो इनके नॉर्म्स हैं उनको ईज करो, बिजनेस के लिए नई जनरेशन को इनकरेज करो, लोन्स दो, पेनल्टी मत लगाओ, उनके लिए काम करने दो. पुरानी बिल्डिंग आपने दी थी, उसका चेंज ऑफ यूज़ होने लगा है. अब वो एक आदमी उस समय एक काम के लिए इंडस्ट्री ली थी, तो आज दूसरी चीज़ करना चाहता है, तो आपके पेट में रोड क्यों होता है? आप उसको परमिशन दीजिए, नॉमिनल चेंज करवा दीजिए. सबकी नैनिमिटी होने के बावजूद भी चीज़ वहीं की वहीं खड़ी हुई है. चंडीगढ़ में इन इश्यूज पर कंसेंसस अराइव करके और फिर जॉइंटली सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से जाके मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर से ये इशू टेकअप करने की ज़रूरत है. अदरवाइज तो जैसे पॉलिटिक्स में होता है, एक आदमी ने इशू रेज किया, नेसेसरली द अदर पार्टी हैज़ टू अपोज इट, or they see to it that it is not done during his tenure so that he may not get the credit. Let's forget about the credit. Let's forget about the confrontation. Let's think about the development of the city as a whole. We should all put pressure and see to it that the decision-making power ultimately vests with the public representative. We are a union territory, not a full state, but it is a union territory, equivalent to a state. We have all the powers and it is a revenue plus state. Thank you very much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first thank the ET Now team for putting this platform together and partnering with IDFC FIRST Bank in this initiative. The story cannot be driven. I don't think this story can be driven without the participation and involvement of MSMEs like you, leaders sitting in front of me. These MSMEs are not just economic entities. In my view, they are engines of socio-economic transformation. They contribute significantly to the GDP of the country, foster entrepreneurship, and creates millions of jobs. These MSMEs, however, face numerous challenges, including limited access to finance, complex regulatory atmosphere, and inadequate infrastructure, which all of you echoed some time ago. At IDFC FIRST Bank, we recognize these challenges and are committed to providing tailor-made banking solutions for MSMEs. Our approach is holistic in nature, focused on accessibility, affordability, and efficiency. Our vision is to become a world-class bank, guided by ethics, powered by technology, and be a force for social good. IDFC FIRST Bank has a wide range of banking products, starting from working capital solutions for MSMEs to a comprehensive suite of deposit offerings, including NRI banking, wealth management, and various cash management solutions. With the objective of further enabling the growth of these MSMEs, IDFC FIRST Bank has curated some tailor-made banking solutions for these MSMEs. First of which is our Platinum Current Account. This account enables a business to sweep its idle funds into a fixed deposit, earning interest at 7.25% per annum. We also provide 40+ banking services free, embedded in the current account, and provide a dedicated relationship manager support in order to cater to all your banking needs. And this does not end here. We also offer a free cash deposit limit of up to 15 times of the average monthly bank balance in this account. We further provide a dedicated trade desk support, enabling rate booking and support on some niche solutions like FDIs, ODIs, ECBs, etc. We also have a startup current account, supporting the budding entrepreneurs, providing access to a founder's success program, enabling them networking opportunities and funding opportunities. We have also curated deposit solutions by constitution, like trusts, societies, associations, and clubs. We have customized deposit solutions by profiles, like quarterly bank balances, current account for agriculturists, considering the seasonality in their businesses. We do not stop here. These accounts, while they enable banking transactions, we further enhance the banking experience through our niche collection solutions, including escrows and virtual escrows, allowing businesses to hold their contractual money in accordance with the escrow arrangement. We also offer a virtual account facility, enabling reconciliation of receipts through multiple parties. In summary, we would love to become your banking partner in your journey to success. Thank you very much.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching IDFC FIRST Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. As part of our very special Women Mean Business segment, I get chatting with Hina Kataria, CEO and founder of MerakiAds. Take a look. Thank you, Hina, for joining us today. And I'm sure we're going to have a great conversation. And as I was just telling everybody, we at Leaders of Tomorrow this season would like to spotlight more and more women entrepreneurs across India. So let's just start off by talking about your entrepreneurial journey. When was that time that you realized that, okay, this is what you want to do? What was that moment, that sparked your entrepreneurial interest?
So I think it was pretty early during my initial years of college, or maybe even before. I got the opportunities to do a lot of internships in my school. I did my first startup when I was in second year of college, and that's how the journey just started. I think it began very organically, and I've been fortunate to have those kind of opportunities. And of course, I'm born and brought up in Chandigarh. So that itself, I think, is self-explanatory of the fact that there are opportunities if you look for them.
Fantastic. Hina, what according to you are the key challenges faced by women in business today?
I think specifically when it comes to women entrepreneurship, when I started, I faced a few problems like there is still a big set of people, I think, who underestimate women, who don't take them seriously, right? I'm going to be very explicit about it. So there's a challenge in market acceptance. It's still there. So of course, age was another factor because I started very early. So that was something, and how I dealt with it was I worked on my skill. I made it better every day. And I think when you're just focusing on doing that and you just keep going, everyone else comes around, right? So there comes a point when people start listening to you, right? And of course, there were a few challenges in building a team as well, right? It's a little critical managing people when you start at a young age and you're a woman entrepreneur. So there's a very fine line between giving feedback and criticizing someone. So I think that becomes more important when you're a woman entrepreneur. Even in networking events, when you enter a room of 50-odd business owners and you see that 48 of them are men, so you have a little bit of discomfort in tuning in, and you feel a little alienated. But definitely it has changed a lot in the last 2-3 years, even in Chandigarh. And then you gel in. In your mind, you're an entrepreneur. You're not a woman entrepreneur, right? And similarly, that has to be reciprocated with whoever you're dealing with in the market.
Whenever I speak to a lot of entrepreneurs who are women, on the show, they talk about a key challenge, and that is access to funding. That remains, across the board. Whenever I've spoken to any one of them, what would your advice be to navigate this space, of funding for women?
I think, again, irrespective of women or men, it is networking which helps you in getting connected to the right people. So I was 18 or 19 when I was able to manage some funds from an HNI investor. So networking is a key, irrespective of whether you're a man or a woman entrepreneur. And there are, other people also mentioned that people sitting on piles of money, there's generational wealth in Chandigarh. So if you want to explore that, you have to step out of your house, meet people. That's what's going to do the thing, right?
And you spoke about networking. What about mentorship? What role does mentorship play in fostering more women in business?
It's extremely crucial because, having somebody who's lived that journey tell you from a practical experience, from a practical on-ground experience, adds a lot to your journey, accelerates the journey.
So, the show is being watched by a lot of young entrepreneurs who are women as well. What advice would you give them, if they are looking to start up, if they're looking to, start their own business, perhaps in the city of Chandigarh as well? What is that maybe, if there's a checklist they could follow, what would your advice be?
First off, I would say aspire big. A lot of times women themselves restrain the perspective in their head, right? So aspire big. Don't let anything stop you from thinking that you cannot make a unicorn or you cannot make a multi-billion-dollar business, right? The first thing is aspiring, and once you aspire, you should explore, right? You should not keep sitting where you are. Explore as much as you can, network with people as much as you can, and of course, step out of the city as well, I would say. Like, Chandigarh is a great place, but it can also become a comfort zone if you're born and brought up in Chandigarh, right? So step out of the house, step out of the city, travel. Travel gives women a lot of confidence and independence. So move to tier 1 cities. I'm not saying move out of the city, but at least travel, attend events. That gives you a lot of exposure and it gives you a bigger perspective as well.
Hina, if you could briefly take us through your journey as an entrepreneur and some of the key lessons that you have learned over the years, if you could share that, with the entrepreneurs watching this show today, what would that be?
See, what I've learned is it is irrespective that you are in a tier 2 or a tier 3 city. With internet coming in, with AI coming in, you see these people, you see influencers from tier 3 cities, tier 4 cities coming up and walking at maybe Cairns Festival, right? So nothing can stop you. If you have an internet connection, a phone, and maybe a laptop, I don't think there should be anything that can behold you from doing what you want to do. So even sitting in Chandigarh, we have clients globally. We have clients in the US, we have clients in the UAE, of course in India as well, Australia as well. So, you're not limited to the city where you are. So I think the kind of opportunities which are now available because of digitalization, there's no reason left to not do something that you want to do.
The theme for our show this season, which I mentioned earlier as well, is powering entrepreneurs for the global stage. So how do you think entrepreneurs in India can actually think global? How can they scale and become more globally competitive?
There are a lot of platforms available, right? For example, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is such an underrated platform, and it's so sad to see a lot of people still don't use it, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's all in your hand. Like, that smartphone you're holding is empowering you. It can make you available globally. You can connect with anyone sitting in any part of the world. And if you want to go global, like I said earlier, it's very important to meet those communities who are already doing it. Attend a business networking event in any part of the city, whether you go to Delhi, you're traveling to Bangalore, Mumbai, wherever. So be a part of those communities, talk to the people who are already doing it. A lot of people are doing it, and keep learning every day.
Fantastic. And what about women-led MSMEs? When we speak about MSMEs that are led by women, they are by far, very few. If you look at the big picture, what's your take on that?
See, like I said before, opportunities are there if you find them. MSMEs, even the MSME certification, and MSME has a different code, right? So whatever facilities are available, how you utilize them, how you explore them. Even I would say, like, a lot of startup owners or people who are starting new businesses probably don't even know about them, know about the policies which are already there. We are talking about making new policies, but are you 100% aware about what is already there? Is my question. So it's very it's time to take responsibility of what can be done instead of what is stopping you from doing it. And that's the mindset that I carry.
Fantastic. And before I let you go, I have one last question for you. Tell me, in the next 5 or 6 years, what changes would you like to see in the business ecosystem, not just in Chandigarh, but maybe even, in India's business ecosystem, a few changes that will not only benefit entrepreneurs at large, but specifically women entrepreneurs as well?
It's opportunities, it's platforms like these where we are sitting right now, right? So these are the things that are going to bring a change. And I think the Indian ecosystem, the business ecosystem is becoming a very close-knit community as well. And everyone, like if I interact with people in different cities, everyone is ready to help you. You have questions, they're right there. And all these things are already happening. And with the pace that we are developing, with the pace that I see the change in the last 6 years, it's tremendous. So we are already headed in the right direction. And I think India is the next big thing. Of course, I don't think there's any debate about it at all.
Fantastic, Hina. It was lovely chatting with you. Thank you so much for being here today on ET Now Leaders of Tomorrow, Chandigarh Springboard. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.